So now we're going to talk about a case that I talked about a couple of months ago. Got to talk about Diddy. Diddy is back in some more trouble, and this is some serious trouble. A raid has happened. Yes, a raid has happened. Diddy's LA and Miami home were raided by Homeland Security in a sex trafficking investigation. Phones and electronic devices were confiscated. Diddy and Brendan Paul were talked to at the airport, and Brendan Paul, who was arrested and he was accused of being Diddy's drug mule. He got arrested for felony charges of possession of suspected cocaine and possession of suspected marijuana. Diddy was not arrested. Diddy is still in a pending civil cases for multiple sex trafficking accusations and sexual assault against 4 girls. Lil Rod Rodney also accused Diddy of sexual assault. He was working for Diddy and states that Diddy has cameras everywhere in his house for the sex trafficking. No criminal charges has been presented. Like it says on here, federal agents raided his Miami and LA houses on March 15th, and properties were confiscated. And Diddy was trying to go to the Bahamas, but it ain't end up happening. While the investigation is still going on, a source close to the investigation told NBC News that the raid was in connection to sex trafficking and sexual assaults and the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms. 3 women and 1 man had been interviewed by federal officials in Manhattan in relation to the investigation, the sources shared. And yes, so Diddy is in some huge trouble. This wasn't the LAPD or Miami PD that came to his house. It was Homeland Security, and Homeland Security, one of the things that they do search for is potential sex trafficking. So if they hear word of sex trafficking investigations, Homeland Security is going to bust through those doors. So nobody is going to come through and raid your house unless they have something. You have to get probable cause in order to literally raid a person's house. So the fact that they raided both of the houses, it is very serious for Diddy. Diddy is in some huge, huge trouble. Nothing criminally has came just yet, but they're on him like white on rice. They is on his ass. And the fact that they have Homeland Security raid his house, both of them, they confront him at the airport, they find him, even though they didn't find nothing on him, they are on him, confiscating electronic devices, trying to make sure that they don't have anything sex trafficking related. This is very serious for Diddy. Very serious. And we saw it with R. Kelly. People tried to blind what R. Kelly was doing based off how his music was to his fans. But once they found out that R. Kelly was really guilty of all the things that he was alleged on doing, we looked at R. Kelly different. We tried so many times to blind ourselves, the fans, on what R. Kelly was really doing. But if you're messing with minors, that just doesn't cut it no way, shape, or form. And it's the same with Diddy. You having all of these accusations against these women, but when minors come involved in it, it's shut down. You got to take it very serious. We're in a generation right now where you see more and more women now starting to come out about the things that have happened to them. Ever since the Me Too movement, you're starting to see more women come out and express the traumatic experiences that they have been going to and putting the people behind bars, giving the people the necessary punishments that they need. Now, civilly, things have been transpiring. Obviously, you've been seeing the thing with Cassie getting her money, her settlement with Diddy, and it was undisclosed. So now these girls are now trying to file him civilly and now trying to get him criminally now. But you're seeing more and more and more and more stories about Diddy. The Revolt brand that he had, the deal, that's gone. He had to get rid of that, even though there's nothing on him criminally. But civilly, the sex trafficking, like, you cannot beat that. The sexual assault, you cannot beat that. So he had to get rid of Revolt. This is just another R. Kelly investigation that we're seeing. Now, the way that they came to his house and they were detained his sons, and they came with, all of the Homeland security, they treated Diddy, I'm not even going to lie to you, they treated Diddy like he was just a bad person. Look at how many people are coming to him.
This is the big main house, as it would be,
Look at how
making
many
their way
people
back
are at his
inside.
house.
And I would venture to say that they're going to just go through every one of those rooms and make sure guys insert whatever the actually going to go inside.
Officers. Now, nothing is criminally right now. He's not charged with nothing criminally. So I feel as though he shouldn't have all of that excessive force against him, because nothing is criminally there's nothing criminal against him. Everything is straight civil. So the fact they're bringing all of these officers, I get that it's sex trafficking right now, but unless it's a warrant for criminal charges, there should be no need for all of these officers to come to his house and raid it like that. They could have handled it a little bit differently. But Diddy is in some big trouble. They're comparing Diddy to the Jeffrey Epstein of hip-hop. And personally, I just feel as though, like, we didn't know that Diddy was like this. It's just now starting to come out. We knew that Jeffrey Epstein was like that. We knew that he was messing with these girls and stuff. Like, we didn't know that with Diddy. So the fact that he's getting put in that same position, like, I could see it, but at the same time, I can't. I feel as though he's more so closer to R. Kelly than he is with Jeffrey Epstein. He's more closer to that, for real. But the whole thing is just crazy and it's ridiculous. Crazy and ridiculous. And Diddy, if I was him, I would keep my mouth closed. You can't talk right now. You need to stay quiet. You being on social media and acting like everything is good. Everything is not good. When somebody raids your house, both of them at that, nothing is good right now. So you need to stay under the radar right now. You need to not say nothing, because you have females on you. You have workers on you. People doing interviews about you. So many people doing these freak sessions, these freak off sessions, should I say, having all of these bottles, having these drugs and drugging these girls, and then you sexually assaulting them. Everything is looking bad on you, Diddy. And nothing is nailed in a coffin. You're found guilty just yet. Criminally, even though the whole thing with Cassie, you gave her a settlement, y'all agreed to it. If all of these stories are true, Diddy can never recover from this. He will get treated like R. Kelly. He already is getting treated like him right now. But if this gets to the court and the judge and they say that Sean Diddy Combs is found guilty of sex trafficking, sexual assault, him and R. Kelly eviscerated. Gone. He is in a world of trouble. He can never recover from it. So it's best for Diddy to not say anything, because there's nothing that he can say that people are going to find good. Nothing good about it. He can deny all he wants, which he did a couple of months ago. But guess what? More and more people were coming out, and more people were doing interviews. The security guard was doing interviews. You got people that was working for you coming out on social media. It's not looking good. You can deny all you want, but if so many people are saying the same exact stories, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They're going to believe in that. I'm going to believe in that. But until the court has enough to charge Diddy criminally, right now it's just open. And civilly, should I say. It's just open right now. It's blood in the water. It's hot right now. The seat is hot for Diddy. But nothing has happened just yet for us to really crucify him. Just yet. I want to. Don't get it twisted. If all of this is true, he is a bad individual. He needs to go to jail for the same time, if not longer, than R. Kelly. Because R. Kelly was messing with minors. He's doing the same thing. And he's messing with these girls when they were younger. And messing with Lil Rod and the sexual assault, all of that. His own workers, all of that. If all of this is true, he is a bad person and he needs to go to jail. And he needs to get treated like R. Kelly. Officially. But right now it's just open. We're still trying to figure out news. Now, Brendan Paul, I talked about him on my Real Spill. He's just following. He had a promising career. Whether that was in basketball or not. He was a D1 player once upon a time and played for Syracuse University. D1 ball. Then it comes out he is a part of Diddy's ring and controlling the drugs and guns. Are you serious? Are you serious? And it's crazy to see people like that. People that have promising careers get influenced by the people around them and they mess around and crash out. Now, I'm not going to judge him. Maybe he is like that, but 9 times out of 10, if you play basketball, I mean, what are you doing selling cocaine or having possession of it and having possession of all of these drugs? What are you doing? You have a promising career. I don't care if it's Diddy. I don't care if it's anybody. Those are things that you just don't do. And you hooping, you had hoop dreams, but you just turn and do something like this is absolutely ridiculous. So the environment that you're around can significantly impact that. But at the same time, you have people that'll just flash out, want to be like people from the hood or be like people that sell drugs or do any illegal activities, scamming, all of that, robbing, scamming, killing, all of that, and mess around and just crash out. And those are the ones that I just hate. Promising careers and get influenced and want to be like people and just crash out. Diddy's in a whole lot of trouble. If Diddy gets charged criminally or civilly, it doesn't matter the two, but especially criminally. If he gets charged with any sex trafficking or any sexual assault charges on any one of these women or Lil Rod, Diddy will never recover from this. He will never recover from it. It's slim right now because there isn't nothing charged against him criminally. They just raided his house and trying to confiscate that and continue and trying to build a case against him. But if it gets to the criminal court and he gets found guilty, it's over. It's over. Just like with R. Kelly. It's over. Don't hear about R. Kelly no more. R. Kelly was at the top. Gets found guilty. Don't even hear about him. So, Diddy needs to stay quiet and just let all this play out. And don't step out to the social media realm because he is going to get crucified. That's what my advice is to Sean Diddy Combs.